Hey everyone, this is Sonya from Sonya's Quilts and Embroidery, and today I'm working on redesigning my Alabama quilt. The first one that I made, the ones I used to make until last December, SEC lawyers called me personally on the phone, Mr. Bob Davis, I believe his name was, and he did not approve of my Alabama quilts. I guess they were too good, and so he told me that I could no longer make those, take those off of your Facebook page, take all your pictures down, and do not make those anymore. So I told him I would need that in writing, and so he sent it to me in writing, and an email. I got an email document, and I got a letter in the mail. Now, according to what he told me, the problems he had with my quilts were two things: houndstooth elephants and my eggs. These are left from last year. Did not like those. Oh, he liked those. They were too good. They were too perfect. He liked them too much, I guess you would say. So that really cut down on my custom quilt business this year a lot. 2, 3, 4, a whole lot. And so I had to redesign my Alabama quilt. And after months of turmoil and after months of thinking about this in my sleep, and while I was driving down the road and while I was doing other things, I finally have come up with something that will pass, and hopefully still people will still like it. If they don't, there's just nothing I can do about it. I mean, I have put a massive amount of thought into this process, and if you know, if people don't like it, there's just absolutely nothing that I can do about it. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. Today, I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted today, I feel like I could just cry. And a lot of times, though, I'll get a second wind about 5 o'clock, and I'm hoping and praying for that. I don't know. I really don't know what time it is right now. Probably 4 something, maybe. But I'm exhausted, and I am very critical of my work. And being your own worst critic is absolutely exhausting. And so I have had to be my own worst critic. I had made this elephant in the gray and white check instead of the houndstooth, and I was not paying attention, and when I got ready to add it to my quilt, I noticed that I had not stabilized it well enough, and the little feet got rolled up into the fabric. The applique on the bottom here caused the fabric to roll up. So I've got a new one on the machine, and hopefully I have stabilized the crap out of it. I have stabilized it with the school glue. I've stabilized it with, after I got it outlined down and I got it tacked down, I went back and I pinned it as close to it as I possibly could. I put pins in between the trunk and the legs. I put pins between the legs. I put pins between the tail and the body. I put pins everywhere. And it's hopefully going to be done here in a few minutes, and I will be able to put this quilt together. They don't have anything against the houndstooth footballs. I can do the houndstooth hats, which I have already added that to my quilt. And let's see if I've got another one of those over here. I don't know. I use a lot of the houndstooth hats. The houndstooth, they try their best to claim the houndstooth hats as their, the houndstooth. They try to claim the houndstooth as their, part of their logo, what they had copyrighted. But the Houndstooth Mafia they went to court with the Houndstooth Mafia, and the Houndstooth Mafia won that case. So they cannot They cannot copyright the houndstooth. The houndstooth has been around a long, long time, and it's the fabric, and it's a design of fabric. You can get houndstooth in gray and pink and yellow and orange and all different kinds of fabrics. You can get it in wool. You can get it in cotton. You can get it in linen. You can get it in knit. You can get it in all different type of fabric. So they could not copyright the houndstooth. But although, as many will tell you, Alabama has pretty much ruined black and white houndstooth for anybody else, because it is so common in the Alabama shirts, and my shirt doesn't have any houndstooth on it. But Paul Bear Bryant wore the houndstooth hat, and actually the houndstooth only became popular in the last, I want to say, 20 years. It's not been that popular for Alabama clothes and shirts and stuff, but just about no more. I think about 20 years. My niece is an expert on everything Alabama, and so she could tell me. But she's not here, and I really need her today. Got all these blankets that I've got wrapped up, packaged up to be shipped out, and I'm absolutely exhausted. And I've got more blankets that have got the school name on it, but it still has to have the personal names on it. And by the way, my videos, I don't edit them. I don't cut anything. I do pause sometimes to get something, but I do not edit them. And that's why my thumbnails on my videos are absolutely appalling. I don't know why. It's like it picks the most awkward time and the most awkward place that I can have it stop and do a thumbnail. It's like a big joke, I guess, and I absolutely don't care anymore. That's just, that's the way I'm going to do it. So I promised that I would debut this quilt today, and I like one more strip. Each row has 5 designs in it. I like 2 more, and I'm going to put this together, and I'm going to debut it on my Facebook page today. I promised everybody it would be yesterday, and it seemed like if it wasn't one thing, it was 100 things yesterday that came up. I had to go and pick up some supplies, had to meet a woman in Huntsville to pick up some things from her, and so by the time I do all that running around, I'm pretty much done for the day. We are doing a new product. I got 2 new products out this week, and you can see those on my Facebook page under Sonya's Quilts and Embroidery. And if you've asked to join, I did accept about 220 new members today. So if you have not been accepted yet, then you will be accepted by now, because I have went through, and what I did was, you can categorize everybody, and if you were new to Facebook, if you've only been on Facebook in the last few months, I did not accept you, because anybody that's new to Facebook is kind of suspicious. So if you were new to Facebook, you were not accepted, and people try. That's usually scammers that are new to Facebook. Sometimes it's not, but most of the time it is. And I've got like 18,000 members on there, and I'm real choosy about who I accept, because you wouldn't believe some things that people try to post on your quilt page, and it's absolutely perverted. And I worked hard to keep the page clean, and it's not for anybody else to advertise their things. It is, the Facebook page is strictly for my products and for my customers to see what I have new coming out, and it's absolutely not for anybody else to advertise their pearls, their paparazzi, their makeup, or anything like that. And jillions of those videos, or not videos, or videos and posts, they try to post them every day, but I have that page set up to where you absolutely cannot post without approval. So, but my sister has gone to Louisiana to, I don't know, I mentioned this on my last video, and she has to go to classes to learn how to take care of her grandson, because he has been was diagnosed day before yesterday with type 1 diabetes, after they discovered his blood sugar was 900. So he's at the Children's Hospital in Louisiana being taken care of. I think he's feeling better. The last count I had, his blood sugar was a little over 300, I believe. But he's, they're trying to get his medications, the right medication for what he needs. And I do know that one of his the insulin he's going to be taking at night is very expensive. So, but they have good insurance, and you know it'll be taken care of. But they have somebody at the hospital that works with between the insurance company and the doctors, and to get all this taken care of. But anyway, I'm gonna pause for just a moment, and I'm going to show you one of the new products that I'm super excited about, that I have started making. Actually started making it. Had the idea for a long time, but had the idea. Finally got one made today. I have ideas from 10 years ago that I haven't done yet. So that happens when your brain goes at 100 miles an hour all the time. You always have these ideas, but you know. So I'm going to pause just for a minute, take that elephant off the embroidery machine, bring it over here, show you how much better it looks when you stabilize properly. And I'm going to show you the new product that we have. Okay, I'm back. And my elephant is perfect. That is massive stabilizing there. I guess I didn't put a pin in here, but I did put one between his tail and his body, and didn't put it in between his legs. I was afraid the needle would hit it, and that's a horrible sound. But he's perfect. His little feet did not roll up at the bottom, so he's perfect. This is the new product I was talking about. And I'm gonna have I can only make 5 of these. That's all that I had of this. I promised 5. I can make more, and if I do make more, then I'll post it. I can get a couple more of these made. But these have been, I posted them without any information on them today, and they just went crazy. So then I went back and posted all your information on these pillows, and they're just a shabby chic with a nice wide shabby can't even think, I'm so tired, shabby finish around the edge. It's a 16 by 16 inch pillow, but it finishes at about 20 by 20 because of the wide bands across it. Maybe if I hold this up long enough, my thumbnail will have this on it. That would be so nice. Not a chance. It's like a big funny joke with YouTube. It says, because he leaned down to listen, I will, look at this backwards, I will pray, put my glasses on. It says, because he bends down to listen, I will pray as long as I have breath. Psalms 116, 2, and it's got the little dandelion, and then it's got a few of the little dandelion pieces blowing across here. But super pretty, and I am going to be making some more designs of this. I've got, but this particular one, I've only got 5, and all 5 of these are going to sell probably before I quit today. All 5 of these will be gone. And then I have this. This is not a new product. Most everybody has seen this before. It's new here, new to me. I've not done them before, but it's the pocket pillow, and got orders for these too. Super cute. I'd like to make one of these for my little grandson. He'll be 2 in March. He was born the first day of spring last year, and he loves books. So this is for a little girl with the little bows and stuff, but I can make it for a little boy, and I'm gonna make my little Levi one of these. May put his name on the side here. But anyway, this is new, and it seems like, and I'm not complaining, I'm just tired. I may sound like I'm whining and complaining, but I'm not. I'm just tired. But I offered some stadium blankets about, it seems like 2 months ago now, but it wasn't that long ago. It was probably 3 weeks ago, something like that. Did a couple of samples of some local schools. And I like to make it, if I'm going to make a sample of something that's like personalized, I like to make it for somebody that I can give it to if nobody else wants it. But I made a couple of samples, and I have sent those things to Vermont. I've sent them to Florida. I've sent them to Mississippi and Georgia, and I've sent them to Florida and Alabama and Tennessee, and I've sent several of them to Michigan, sent some to Texas, and they just, I mean, they just blew out of the water, and I think we have made close to 100 of those now. But I have called a deadline to that about 2 weeks ago, and I mean, they sold so fast, and the last of those will be shipped this week. Got a whole big stack ready to ship off tomorrow, but like a few more, having the rest of those done. They're almost all done, thank goodness. Got some quilts that need to have binding put on them. I've got, as of right now, I need 12 memory bears made. I got 8 here, and that I need to put together, and I got 4 that's coming in the mail. Probably be here tomorrow. If not, they'll be here Thursday. And then I've got somebody else contacted me, wanting to know if I can make them about 18 of them. I can, but I sure hope they wait till after the first of the year. I mean, I will make them. That's a lot of teddy bears. It would take me, if I'm making teddy bears, I'll just sit down and make them all. If I'm in teddy bear mode, I'll just make all of them. But it gets on my nerves to make teddy bears in the morning, make some quilts in the afternoon, and then in the evening have to do some embroidery and stuff like that. If I'm in teddy bear mode, I'll make teddy bear. If I'm in quilt mode, I'll make quilts. If I'm in embroidery mode, I'll do embroidery. But I can't do all of them at one time. My brain just cannot do all of that at one time. But anyway, I'm truly blessed that people like what I make. I mean, it gets out of hand sometimes, but people just, a lot of times, I mean, I've been doing business with people for a long time, that I know kind of what they're doing. And I had a lady that ordered a couple of Santa bags and got those in kind of, before she could trust me and could send in some of her husband's shirts. And I understand that completely. I mean, I'm a total stranger to every one of my customers. So I completely understand if somebody wants to kind of feel the waters before they send me, a big job to do. I completely understand that. And, I had a Facebook Live thing I did the other night, and I was talking about, you get what you put into something. And a lot of people, most 99% of my customers know exactly what they want. And they make sure that I understand this is what I want. And they will bring me, nice stuff, like nice shirts, nice t-shirts, whatever, to do their memory quilt. But I recently had a lady come in, and she, it was over a year ago, and she wanted 3 throws of her mother's clothes for her children. She obviously, after I started going through the clothes that she dropped off, and they weighed so much I couldn't even pick it up. If the tub was so heavy, I couldn't pick it up. I had to get my husband to pick it up for me. And obviously, after I went through her stuff and looked at the clothes that she had that she wanted me to make a memory quilt out of, it was obvious that she had not gone through any of it, because she wanted 3 throws for 3 small children, and she wanted me to applique, using the clothes, do her appliques, and one of them was going to be a silhouette of a German Shepherd, one quilt was the little Sunbonnet Sues, and one of them was the heavy equipment, like bulldozers and big trucks and like construction equipment. And there was just nothing there to the construction equipment. So I just used her mother's clothes to make the squares to applique on top with the yellow and the black. And then the little Sunbonnet Sues, I cut squares out of my fabric, and we used the clothes to dress the little Sunbonnet Sue. The hat, the little pinafore, the sleeves, and the shoes and all that. We used the mother's clothes for that. In this box, we found underwear. We found little boys' underwear. We found stuff. Obviously, she had just dumped a load of clothes on me, and she didn't really care that much. It was just obvious that she didn't care that much. I have people that, will sit and go through each shirt and put a little note on each shirt, say this is Mom's favorite shirt, or they'll say, Mama wore this all the time. And that's what you will make a memory quilt out of, is something that you have seen her come in and she's cooking in that, she wears that shirt all the time. So, people are real particular about what they want in a memory quilt. And with this woman, she dropped off a load of mess. That's what she did. It was wool pantsuits, and it was just a mess. I just can't even describe how big a mess it was. So we did the best we could with what we had to work with, which is what I do anyway. I always do the best we possibly can with what we have to work with. Well, she contacted me a week ago Sunday morning, early, and wanted to know if I was done with them. I said yes. And she liked to never send a deposit to get them started. It took her months to send a deposit. And then I was just waiting to hear from her. I thought, well, when she gets the money to finish paying for them, she will contact me. So I didn't contact her. And she said, I would like to see them. So I came out here. I was fixing to go on a day trip with my sister that we had been planning all week. And I came out here, pulled them out, hung them up, took pictures of them, sent them to her. And she said, that's not what I wanted. I said, what do you mean that's not what you wanted? I wanted it made out of my mother's clothes. I'm like, this is your mother's clothes. What are you talking about? This is your mother's clothes. Where do you think we got this stuff from? This is your mother's clothes. Well, I don't like them. So after back and forth, and I told her, I said, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't have to argue with you, and I'm not going to argue with you. And if you want to come, and she said, I don't want to run up any more expense. I just want to come and get everything. I said, so. And she said, I don't want to pay any more money. I said, they're not quilted. It'll be the end of the week by the time they can get quilted. No, I don't want to run a bigger bill. I'm just going to come get my stuff. I said, that's fine. So, there's no point in us, if you want to come get your stuff, you don't want it finished, you don't want to run up a bigger bill, then there'll be no point in us having a conversation when you get here, because what they like to do after it's all said and done, they like to give you this lecture about, well, you're not a very good business person, and you're not this, and you're not that. And it was not in the mood to be chastised like a child. So I told her, I said, I will leave your stuff on my porch of my shop, and you can pick it up in the, she wanted to come early. She said she's going to come early the next morning. It was about a 2-hour drive for her, I think. And so I put everything out there, her quilt tops that I had made, and put it all out there. And she said, will you please make sure that my mother's clothes do not get wet, because they were given rain that day. And I said, I would never let your mother's clothes get wet. So I put them out on the porch, and every few minutes I get up, make sure it wasn't raining. I get up, see if she had come and got her stuff, whatever. And one time I went out and looked, and she had pulled up, was getting her stuff, and she left. So that's fine. And people that are like that have never sewn a stitch in their life, but they know exactly how to do it. They know how it's supposed to be done. But, in order to know how fabrics will work, and if they will work this way or that way, or how they will do, you have to have handled fabric for a long time. And I have handled fabric for over 40 years. And we did the best we could with what she had. I mean, let me just put it this way. Her mom was a boring dresser. I mean, but she said her mom had been dead for years. So no telling how old these clothes were. And they reeked of mothballs. And on the subject of mothballs, I've had clothes hanging in the closet that I have not worn in years. I don't know why I haven't got rid of them. I need to. I've never had a moth eat a hole in anything that I own. I do not understand. Maybe moths were a problem a long time ago. But I've never had a moth eat a hole in any of my sweaters, or maybe it's a certain kind of fabric they like. I don't know. Maybe it's expensive fabric they like. I don't know. But these clothes reeked. And if you've never had a close encounter with mothballs, let me tell you, it will go right through your nostrils into your head and make your head hurt. It might make me sick. So, but anyway, I get about 3 butt chewings a year, and I've done had my 3 for the year. So hopefully it'll be smooth sailing. You just cannot make everybody happy. So if you want to get into the quilt business of making quilts for other people, you have to have a hard shell. And that was a lesson that was very hard for me to learn, because I used to take it to heart. I mean, I had a woman one day that several years ago that, did not like her quilts. And what it boiled down to is she wanted me to refund her money, and she wanted to keep the quilts. There's just absolutely no way. I'm going to do that. If you don't like them, bring them back to me, and I will refund your money. But she wanted a refund and to keep the quilts. But anyway, I basically was devastated over that and could not sew for about 2 weeks. I felt so insecure that I could not sew a stitch for fear that it was wrong. And my husband had a talk with me, which he does all the time. He said, why can you not concentrate on the 400 people this year that were happy and shed tears of joy when they picked their stuff up and were so moved by their loved one's clothes being turned into a quilt? Why can you not concentrate on that? Why don't you concentrate on that one? And I thought about that for a long time, and I realized he's right. You cannot concentrate on that one. You concentrate because it's absolutely impossible to make everybody happy. I've tried. You will wear yourself out, and you just will not make some people happy. They're going to be unhappy. They've already decided they're going to be unhappy. They've already decided they're not going to like it before they ever see it. So, concentrate on the ones that are happy and forget about the ones who are unhappy, because you work your fingers to the bone and they're still not going to be happy. So, that was a good lesson that he taught me, and I do think about that a lot. So, but anyway, I appreciate you all watching, and I've got the fabric came in that I talked about a couple of videos ago. A lady from Orlando, Florida sent me 30 yards of Christmas fabrics, 10 different Christmas fabrics, and I want to be making the trip around the world here pretty soon. I'm going to clear a couple of days because she wants 2 kings, and it'll be 5 fabrics per quilt, and I want to show everybody how I put together the trip around the world quilts. And I hope I don't confuse you, but that's the next lesson we're going to do, is a trip around the world and design, and it's very easy. I've made it super easy, and so hopefully I will be able to do that, start on that one day next week. But I appreciate it. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here for sewing. It's not raining. It's kind of overcast. The temperature is perfect. No air conditioner and no heat. So there's not many days like that around here. You either have to have air conditioner or heat. But today it's been perfect without either one. So I'm going to get back and get this Alabama quilt put together today like I promised. And got to get it quilted and sent out to Birmingham. I believe it's going to Birmingham. And but yeah, that's what's going on here today at Sonya's Quilts and Embroidery. I'm out here all by myself. I get lonesome sometimes. That's why the TV is usually on. I turned it off earlier. And but I have the TV on just to make my brain think that I'm not out here by myself. So, but anyway, I see I've gotten 5,000 text messages and messages off of Facebook. I need to go and check those. Have a happy day. And I may have to have a nap and come back out here in a couple hours. I don't know, but like I've had to think too much. If I have to think too much, it makes me tired. So, and I've had to think a lot today. But anyway, appreciate it all so much. And if you like to watch my videos, if you just like to hear my Alabama accent, somebody said they like to watch my videos and I try not to say y'all much, I try to catch myself from saying that too much, but we do use that a lot, but I try not to say it too much. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching, and hit that subscribe button. And I did do the giveaway on the grocery bags yesterday, and so hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up, leave a comment. I love to get the comments. I answer every one of them. I read every one of them, and absolutely love the comments. So thank you all so very much. Bye bye.